My name is Kenneth Parker, and I'm the Ryan Endowed Chair for Newman Studies at Duquesne University. I was raised in a pastor's home. My church was the Pilgrim Holiness Church, and it became the Wesleyan Church when that denomination united with the Wesleyan Methodist Church. I was training to be a historian. I knew I wanted to go on to do doctoral studies, even as an undergraduate. And it was really a turning point in my spiritual life that directed me toward the study of the history of Christianity and historical theology. What I wanted to understand when I first began my studies as an undergraduate was what was it that had created the huge Western divide. So my attention was drawn immediately to the Reformation, and that's what I ended up doing my doctoral studies in. I wanted to understand what it was that created such a rift. What I ended up finding was that the challenges of church structures and the corruption that I'd always thought of as having been repaired by the Reformation actually found a continued perpetuation in the churches of the Reformation. And so the original notion that I had that somehow the Reformation churches had been a purified version and a return to ancient Christianity was not a realized promise. That there was a constant and perennial quest for that purity that never seemed to be realized in the churches that I studied. I knew how deeply attracted I was to the Roman Catholic tradition. I could sense that it wasn't going away. And this was during a period when academic jobs were extremely scarce. The demographics for students was at its lowest point in decades. Schools were eliminating jobs; they weren't taking on new people, and because of my studies at Cambridge, I had several evangelical colleges and 2 evangelical seminaries inquiring about their interest in having me as a faculty member. And it was that summer when a faculty member from one of these seminaries came to headhunt me that I began to realize I can't continue to sit on the fence. I have to make a decision, because if I don't, it may be a family crisis for me. My parents might not understand. My siblings might struggle with this. But if I continue down this road, it might well create a situation in which I won't be able to continue in a school that won't tolerate a decision to become a Roman Catholic. It was a long process, more than a year that took place. I was not wrong when I expected my parents to be devastated and deeply troubled. There were efforts to try and convince me to change my mind, and they did what any good parents would do who thought that their child was making a major mistake, and I loved them for it, even though at times it was very painful to live through that process. But in October of 1982, I was received into the church by a really fine Dominican Father Bob Ombres, who prepared me for reception into the church, and it was a moment that felt like I had found my spiritual home.